morning. Distinguished guests, dear my college, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm very happy to be here to talk something about the occupational safety and health risk. Yeah. And I try to connect between the climate change and occupational safety and health. Is there any relationship between them? You can see here in my study, I use the PROMETHEE method, a new method, to characterize the risks and in textile plane, workplace in each position in the textile plane. So then I try to follow the content, okay, I try to focus them. Firstly, I want to introduce a little bit my institute. The main office in Hanoi, the name is Vietnam Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, and two branches in Da Nang and in Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah. Now I am the director of the center in Da Nang. You see, from the name of my institute, we focus on occupational safety and health and environment study. Yeah. So, I think everyone knows that climate change now is not a future problem. They affect too much to all many fields of the life. You can see here big typhoon. Yeah, we are here become hotter. Yeah, and you can see in the forest where a very big fire. What is the cause of this climate change? Maybe you can list here regenerating power, or cutting down the forest, or maybe using transportation. You use too much energy, too much fuel oil, for example. And especially you can consume too much everything because the need of human. Yeah? And of course they affect too much to our life, hotter environment. I think you can see very clearly. And severe storm, terrible. Japan and Vietnam, I think the same. Near the sea, especially in Da Nang, average 4 or 3 storms in a year. Very big storm. Yeah, this is the effect of climate change. Very clearly. Drought, yeah, and rise in ocean, poverty and displacement and something else, and especially the climate change affect too much to the health. So this is the topic I want to focus. What are the risks of the health of all, or of us, or in the factory, or the workers, something else? So climate change, you see, you pose a serious risk to human health, especially they can increase the risk of disease by affecting. And I mentioned about the occupational accident. Of course, this is the effect of the climate change. Every day, in the factory or the company, there are too many accidents, maybe minor or faint or something else. But I think this is the effect of the climate change. Not too much, but because extreme temperature, the worker to be hotter, weaker, and of course, all the movement of the worker now is not exactly. This is the reason why can affect and can become an accident. And our many students, many studies highlight that the effect of climate change on workers and workplace. Yeah? The climate change not effect now, you can see all the sector in the industry, something else, emergency response, water supply, energy, transportation, construction, many fields. So this is the reason why you have to accept and to manage the risks at the workplace. I mean, every worker in the factory know that now how many hazards and what is the risk of occupational safety and health, and you have know and try to manage it. So I think understand the threat from the climate change to the safety and health at work. Of course, if you know it, you manage, you control it, you can decrease the occupational safety accident or illness. This is the policy of Europe, you see. Related to climate change, increasing temperature, extreme weather, and the impact of worker, outdoor and on-site indoor. For example, outdoor, the heat stress or UV radiation, and extreme weather, for example. So Europe has some policy response to respond the change of climate change. Very, very clearly. So you can see here, this is the hierarchy of needs from Maslow. You see the second level is safety and security. This is the need of human. All of us stay here, you need all of them. But you see, safety and security now become very, very important. And everyone needs to be safer. So try to living, loving, and working in safe. This is the very, very important, and this is the important need you need. Not safe, in Vietnamese safe, is safe. From ILO, you see, every year, 2.2 million people die from the working. Very, very large number. Also, you have nearly 300 million people suffer from work-related disease. After working, after retired, they become ill and stay in one bed for a long time. This is terrible. And you see, ILO estimated 4% of the world annual GDP is lost. Very, very large number. So this is the reason why day by day we try to focus and pay much more attention to the safety for the worker. Then from ILO, you can make the average. This is the accident or injury. The body, of our body, head, leg, for example. And you see, hand and finger, nearly 32% is injured. Very clearly, because our hand, you can control everything. You control the machine, for example. This is the reason why many accidents. How about the illness? Occupational disease. Here in law, you see, this is a large number. Okay, later I will show you more detail in textile company. The noisy, a little bit terrible, very high level of noisy. Enjoy respiratory disease. Come from, we suffer from COVID-19. Respiratory disease, really terrible. If we working in poor working condition or environment, what is the effect? Affect the worker health and safety. You can explain why. Affect the environment worker live in, and maybe harmful not only for worker but all of your family. This is real. After one day you come back home, you hope that you meet our children, you meet our wife in happy. And someday, when an unlucky day, you cannot come back home. Why? This is the reason. You try to protect our environment, decrease the number of accidents, not for us, but for our family. So of course, you see, try to effort to prevent industrial accident. In Vietnam, every day, every year, the number of accidents now is increasing. Yeah, this is the reality. So, all of us here try to have to solution how to control this number. Okay, you can, I will pass. Why? Very important, because every day you have to affected by these hazards. Dust, gas, noise, vibration, extremely temperature. The cost, you can direct cost or in, yeah, you have to pay for work not performed, medical and compensation payment. Yeah, many things you can use here. Possible, because if you have ill or you have injured, you cannot improve the work, the quality of your work, because you cannot weak enough, because you're not strong enough. Very bad in condition. And something else, this is indirect cost. For example, the injured worker has to be replaced. Now we work in one position. After that, you have to remove it. You have to know another person, another worker to replace it in the workplace. So you have to pay much more money. Okay, I think you can explain and list the indirect cost or direct cost. So what is risk? Risk is acted in all day, in all time, or in everywhere in daily life and in your factory. You stay this position, really, is very high risk. This heavy object will be for now. Such as, you see, even in your office, also some affect your health. I show you, for example, this sheet. Stay on the chair and this position really is not good for your health. Okay, one day or one month is not terrible, but day by day, year by year, your backbone will have some problem. Yeah. So in quantity risk, you can use this formula. Risk is equal likelihood multiplied with severity of the accident. So likelihood related to hazard, you have to expose in this environment. So this so it depends much on the likelihood and especially the severity of this event. So I know you can apply this procedure to accept the risk in the workplace. You have 4 or 5 steps. Very clearly, for me, my experience, the first step is very important. You have to show for the worker that this is hazard, and how many hazards you have to try to reduce the severity of this hazard if you become an accident. And the next step, and the step 3 is evaluate the risk. You have to show the quantity number of the risk. Is it higher or lower? Yeah, what is the hazard in the work? Maybe you can group like this: medical hazard, physical, economic, something else. So how about the textile industry of Vietnam? And I have some experience to make the research from in the center of Vietnam, 10 textile companies. And now you see Vietnam now is the country to develop strongly and play increasing important role in economic of the country. I mentioned the employers in this industry. Nearly 1.6 million people have a job in the textile industry. Very large number. And from this table, you can see every year the percentage textile and garment export is increasing. But sorry, maybe in this year a little bit lower, but in reality, I think it's very increasing year by year. In principle, in Vietnam, textile, they follow the process like this one, from fiber to blue yarn and fabric processing and then end product. So the hazard, the risk is very high, and environmental pollution. Because you see in textile industry, we have used too much chemical, too much water, heat, for example. So this is the reason why you should be control everything. And of course, you have to control the hazard and as well as control the environmental pollution. Some picture I take from the company. Yeah, you see, she had to working in all the ship in this position. The body had to thin a little bit all day. It's not easy work, huh? In this picture, she had to push the product by hand. Sometimes it's very handy, right? This position is a cutting. You have to stand for a long time, all the ship. Then maybe 8 or 9 hours per day. It's not easy, right? That's the same situation. Very, very dangerous, they cut by this one. And very, very accident, they can cut your hand. So now we have a little solution. You have the glove, but it's still glove. Still glove. It's very strong enough to protect your hand. And sometimes they drive the forklift. Sometimes the accident. A little bit dirty. And this is the weaving machine. The same situation. He has to stand in all the shifts, 8 hours per day. And pay much more attention on the glove. Pay attention. Read or write or everything is very tired after the shift. In industry, they use too much chemical for dyeing, for washing, something else. Okay, many things. Electrical hazard. Very, very dangerous, especially with sewing machine. Now she has to sit down all day, in all 8 hours in the shift. Yeah, so in small and medium-sized plant now we know the working condition now should be improved, and high risk of health and safety environment. So many issues now, we famous how to classify the workplace risks. So this is the reason why I mentioned the risk here. And I don't want to show what is the high risk or low risk, but I try to compare each other, that's all. What is the principle? So in this case, I use the PROMETHEE method and for ranking. What is the method? The principle method a little bit complicated, but I try to simplify this. For example, you buy a car. What is the factor you have to choose? Sometimes you choose very cheap. The price is the first one you choose. Another thing I know, I don't want the cheapest one. I want the very, very expensive car, for example. So, I mean, you have to consider many, many criteria to make decision buy a car or not. So you have to compromise solution. So you try to buy a Toyota, VinFast, for example, and have to compare. And you give the many, many criteria you have to choose, and you have to compare each other. Okay, I choose this one. This is the reason why in the industry, textile industry, you have many, many hazards. And then you have to, very, very big, difficult for you to decide this position is higher than position by risk or not. So depend on too many, many things here. It's not easy. So now you apply the method, a PROMETHEE method, and you have a software. So very, very easy for you. So in this, okay, too complicated, so I want to pass it. So I show the workplace, two criteria, input data, determine the factor, run the software, that's all. So very, very important for you, the step 1, choose workplace, and you have to which criteria you choose. Yeah, in this study I choose this factor. Total is 8 criteria. Now we are still studying this project. I increase this criteria 30 criteria. Yeah, and I choose K1 and K7, this is position. Textile machine operator, dye machine operator, for example, or transportation. This is 7 position of the worker in the factory. And I choose the circular 2021 Ministry of Labor and Work Environment and Social Affairs Vietnam to evaluate the risks. And after that, we have the matrix like this one. For example, temperature, K1, K7, this is the risk. Very, very easy, but not too much you have to use to time. And you have the matrix like this one. And then you put in the software. Yeah, this is all the matrix you have. You get the data from the factory for the investigation. K1 and K7, and then run, push enter, and you have this result. And the software shows that K1 is the first position, very, very high risk of occupational safety. And case 4 now is smallest one. So we have the ranking. All the working position depend on the risk. So K1, why? K1 is very, very high risk because it is really heavy work. You have to stand in or walking for a long time. Or sometimes you have to till in the trunk. Or you get the machine related hazard. And sometimes microwaving is not good enough. Yeah, you can very easy to explain why. Of course, you have to do too much data. And we have to propose the suggestion. Very important, you have to do assessment implementation. You have to use PPE, protective protection equipment for all workers. Or you have to do over time, change the technology. Yeah, very, very important. If you change the technology of the textile, and consider safety culture. This is very, very new topic now in Vietnam. And to increase the attitude of the worker to the safety. And you use some tools for heavy load, for example. And for my conclusion, PROMETHEE method I think is useful to ranking the risk. Not only the risk, but also another field you can apply it. And economic, microeconomic factors is the key parameter affect the ranking. And if you know the ranking, if you know the risk high or low, you have a correction need or you have a solution to overcome this risk. Risk assessment is very, very important now. So thank you for your listening. If you have a comment and question, please contact me with email and the website. Thank you very much.